this is a day I'll not soon forget. I've seen a few things in my time, but I've not flown on an eagle's back till today. Well, now that it's a bit easier to talk, let me thank you properly for saving our lives and bid you welcome to Nordenbad, our home. Nordri's father, the Lord Gorin, will want to speak with you. Nordri's got a head to report on the Gundabad raid and to tell him about everything you did for us.
Aquela arma que usou.
I'd like to know a bit more about the weapon used to collapse the seal of Gundabad. It was an ancient defense made by the dwarves who delved Gundabad long ago. Nobody understood it for the stone better than the dwarves of old. And they knew that just the right sound could cause solid stone to split. They used that knowledge to build a defense against any enemy who might force their way past the gates of their home.
But Mount Gundabad has been in the hands of the orcs for centuries. How did you know about so ancient a weapon?
Aye, it's been in the hands of the orcs for many a year, but not straight through. I was only a lad when my people fought a great war against the orcs. My father helped sack Gundabad. He was one of the stoneworkers who found the weapon. It made a big impression on him, and he told me the tale so many times I was sure I could find the thing and use it against the orcs.
But how could you be certain it would still work after all those centuries?
We didn't. The whole thing was a gamble. Luckily it paid off.
Escolhe.
Pode escolher.
Do you think the orcs will follow us here to Nordenbad? Escaping on eagles like we did will throw them off the trail a bit, but it won't be long before they realize it was a group of dwarves that hit them first, and that'll get them thinking about us here. It's not like they're not thinking about Nordenbad anyway, but I'll let Gorin tell you all about that.
Vestigo.
Esse é o primeiro, os outros já foi.
Aquela. Tá.
Que os outros já foi. O primeiro aqui.
Why did you lead your warriors against Mount Gundabad? We keep a careful watch on the orcs in the mountains. When we saw them gathering in large numbers at Gundabad, we had reason to believe they were preparing to move against us here. We didn't like our chances against that many orcs, but we knew about the hidden weapon at Gundabad. So Nordri and I led a small force there to use it against them.
Investigar já foi tudo.
Essa é... Tá, não tem aquela arma.
Seems like a suicide mission to me. Aye, every dwarf was a volunteer and knew he wouldn't be coming back. But you said Nordri is Gorin's son? He let his son go on a mission like that? He didn't have a choice. After a lifetime of lecturing the lad about his duty to his people, there is no way Gorin could say no when Nordri volunteered, much as he'd have liked.
Qual é?
Quem é você, seu anão?
I'm pleased to make the acquaintance of a fellow dwarf, but between the fighting and traveling and all, I don't think we got your name. Oh, confound me for an old fool. Bruni, son of Bane, at your service and your family. A captain of the Nordenbad Guard and a servant of Lord Gorin.
Onde está?
Cliquei no outro.
Just make your way past the door as you see yonder and you'll find it within. The guards have been instructed to let you pass.
Quero falar com esse anão.
I am certain I have first hand to do so.
We travel east and north. Aye, it's eastern. Why did you lead your... We keep a careful. We didn't like our chances against that many orcs, but we knew about the hidden weapon at Gundabad. I'd best not keep Lord...
Deus seu anão. Deus seu, Marcelo.
Tô aqui. Andando aqui.
Ah, tá. Ó, tem umas bestas aqui, eu não posso pegar também não, me divertir.
You should not leave the lord of these halls waiting.
O que tem aqui embaixo?
Vamos descer.
Não tem nada aqui embaixo.
Não, o portão que falou que não podia passar.
Esse aqui não. Acho que é aquele lá em cima, cara.
É, pode ser também. Aí os guardem. Sai daqui, Marcelo.
Ah,
Vamos, rei anão, hein?
Here, sire, those I spoke of. Allow me to present a kinsman, Far of Erebor, and also Andriel and Eridon, his companions. We succeeded in our task, and I live to tell of it, thanks only to their aid.
You are most welcome here, kinsman, and no less so your companions, be they man, elf, or eagle. Welcome all to Nordenbad, last all the Longbeards in the Grey Mountains. You have returned to me, my son and my oldest friend, whom already I mourned as lost. For this, you will forever have my gratitude and the hospitality of these halls. Know that this is not something lightly given, for never before have we allowed any but our own folk to pass these gates. And no eyes have gazed upon the hidden lake of Azanzaram, save those of our close kindred. And for what you have done, I will gladly lay aside our ancient oath of secrecy.
os barbas longas.
É.
You are fellow Longbeards. Then we truly are kin. I didn't know any of our folk still dwelt in the Grey Mountains.
Aye. In centuries past, most of our kin called these mountains home. But then the dragons came from the far north. One by one, our halls were lost or abandoned. All but Nordenbad. We alone endured those dark times. Thanks to you, we may hope to endure our
Lado secreto.
great troubles as well.
I have beheld many an underground lake, but never one as large and beautiful as this. Is this the work of your kin?
Nay, my ancestors discovered Azanzaram even as you see it. We have worked with care to enhance what we found. Chip here, tap there, fashioning bridges, halls, and tunnels. But always, we have taken
That's
care
brilliant.
to preserve the great gift that we were given.
Tell me about this Nordenbad of yours.
My great-great-grandsire was the first to enter the caves of this mountain, where he discovered the hidden lake we call Azanzaram. He was awed by its beauty, and led some of his kin here. Slowly, over many long years, with loving hands and careful chisels, we created the halls you see before you. Nordenbad was never rich in gold or jewels, but its beauty would move even the most cold-hearted dwarf. That is why we have remained here for so long. There is not a dwarf among us who would not choose death over exile from our home.
Quer escolher?
Maravilhoso.
It is indeed a marvel. I would these were peaceful times, so I might bide here for a while to see all your works and wonders.
May I ask how it was you happened to be in so unlikely a place as Mount Gundabad? One does not go lightly into so foul a pit.
We were seeking a servant of the enemy, a man known as Agandar.
Agandal. We are familiar with that one. Curse his Blackheart.
He appeared before our gates some weeks past and called us to parley. In the name of Sauron the Great, so he said.
O que ele queria?
What did the snake have to say?
He demanded that we yield ourselves up to the mercy of Sauron. As if there was any mercy in the Dark Lord.
He lays claim to Nordenbad, telling us if we turn over our halls and riches without a fight, our lives will be spared, and we will be free to seek a new home elsewhere.
Of course, we would have nothing of that. When we defied him, he grew wrathful, threatening us with the fiery doom that overtook our ancestors.
Fiery doom? You don't think...
I fear he may have allied himself with the dragon Orgast who dwells in these parts. With such a beast at his command, we would have little hope of resisting him.
Por que não matar Orgast?
Maybe we should go after this dragon before he comes after us.
Destroy Orgast? If only it were that simple. The attack on Gundabad would be a peaceful stroll around the lake in comparison. If it were so easy to slay dragons, there would be many more dwarves still dwelling in these mountains.
Urgost has never taken notice of us before. We rather hoped it would stay that way.
They say it does not pay to leave a live dragon out of your calculations, if you live near one.
And we cannot allow Agandar to gain such a powerful...
Vamos não é matar o dragão.
Before it comes after us.
Nossa.
Where can we find Urgost?
They do not lack for courage, I will grant you. Yet we know not where the dragon dwells. No dwarf has discovered his lair and lived to tell of it.
Perhaps Radagast knows this secret, or can discover it. Seems there is little that happens in Wilderland that escapes his notice.
Radagast.
And who is Radagast? Radagast the Brown. He is a wizard, a master of birds and beasts. He keeps to himself mostly, but he's a decent enough sort. As long as you mean no harm to the wild creatures he befriends.
He dwells within the forest of Mirkwood, away to the south. Perhaps your companion Belaram would know where to find him. Word is said that Radagast is a friend of the Lord of Eagles himself.
We should travel to Mirkwood. If Radagast knows as much as you say, it is certain to be worthwhile.
Indeed. But before you set out, please accept a token of our gratitude. Seek out my steward Galahar. I've instructed him to
Opa.
open our vaults to you. I
Aí
believe you
sim.
may find something within that will be of service in the days ahead.
A gente terminou a conversa com ele, né? Quer terminar aqui?
Peraí,
There's a view that would move the
Huh?
heart of any dwarf. It's marvelous.
terminar?
Terminar a conversa com ele aqui.
I still can't believe I'm alive. I thought I would
Olha
draw my
isso.
last breath.
Não, não tem conversa mais não.
I'm afraid we're all out of
Esse aí que é o homem que eu peguei com ele?
your father.
Ah, acho que é outro.
Tell me a little bit. Rudy, I gather I've been around it. What were you and your people? I'm afraid we're all out of tricks to play. Good luck with whatever
Não
befalls.
tem nada com ele aqui não.
Deixa eu dar um adeus.
Senão me
Tá em
acha.
cima, viu?
Atrás da cebola. Então vamos aqui então.
Por lá ele leva com os passarinhos, ó.
Não sei, cara. Você quer voltar lá no começo?
Já foi. Vamos voltar lá.
Como é que chamava mesmo? Era
Aí,
Bri, né?
Bri. É, Bri. Não vai ter nada não, mas nem vai.
É, só pra ver. Às vezes tem alguma coisa. Alguma missão para completar, talvez.
Acho que não, mas tudo bem.
Bri.
Deixa eu ver o que a Biriguinha fala.
They'd never find the courage to leave their
Ué,
house.
apareceu o anão aqui de novo. Deixa eu falar com ele.
Ah, we meet again. You were right. The brief.
Oh, that's a shame.
That they are. The brigands skulk.
If I have my way,
Não, falou nada útil. Deixa eu ver de novo.
Ah, we meet again.
eh? Why's that?
You haven't heard? A gang of brigands attacked the town. Some townsfolk were killed fighting them off. If they'd been better armed, it might have saved their lives.
Oh, that's a shame.
That they are. The brigands skulking
Aquele
around.
rapaz lá que mandou entregar o medalhão aqui morreu.
Então, eu falou assim, parece que tem, eu não sei se tem bandido aqui na cidade ainda, mas a...
Né? Então, ele veio aqui e já. Aí o pessoal de Bri espantou ele, mas matou 5 dele.
A whole gang of ruffians.
Tem nada com o Groff aqui não?
That southerner was one of them.
Não.
What became of us?
He won't bother anyone again.
You were one of those that
I was.
Well, that's quite a shame.
I was a fool to listen to that.
What will you do now?
I'm part of the new town watch.
Sounds like you're doing.
É. Deixa eu ver lá embaixo. Você
Vamos
quer
lá.
ir pra algum outro lugar? O rapaz falou...
Vamos no segundo vilarejo lá, onde que o rapaz precisou da semente. Né?
Então, tem um que falou aqui que os bosques persas estão cheios de bandidos.
Mas tem como nesses bosques?
Ué, acho que é aquele lugar que a gente foi. Normal aqui perto. Tipo, não sei, Colina dos Túmulos, Fornost.
Então vamos em Fornost.
Fornost.
É a segunda, né? Fornost. É.
Portão. Ah, dá pra escolher agora. Portão principal, muralhas.
Vamos nas muralhas.
Mas você quer ir mesmo?
Vamos no portão principal, vamos ver. Não, vamos na cidade, na próxima cidade.
Então larga aqui então. Qual que é a próxima cidade?
Aí, Valsar, né? Vamos ver se tem alguma coisa.
Não tem mais nada aqui, cara.
Vamos embora aqui. Ah, vamos continuar as missões nossas lá.
Tá bom. Floresta das Trevas.
É, vamos entrar lá. Vamos atrás do mago.
Pois
Agora
é.
vai ter os Bicho silvestres para matar a gente.
Tá, eu vou jogar só mais um pouco então, cara.
Não.
Sim.
Deixa eu ver. É à noite, 1 hora você vai.
Ah,
É. Pode ir pra...
caí.
Morre, rapaz.
Só eu caí?
É, ué.
Como assim?
Quem derrubou?
Você não viu, cara?
Não, cara, eu tava olhando o relógio.
Foi o dragão que derrubou o pássaro lá que eu tava.
Ali, ele ali, ó.
Seeking the wizard. No one can help him now. And
Pera, eu tô
no
sozinho?
one
Como
can
assim?
help you.
Não. Chegamos.
Ah, você tá aqui, ainda bem. Nossa, não tem como eu ficar parado.
Na flecha.
Tô tentando, mas ele acerta do mesmo jeito, cara.
Roda. Gira pra direita.
Não ajuda 100% não.
Ah, mas já melhora, né?
Ali o
Aí,
fogo.
tá pra ir lá agora.
Aí ele teleportou, cara. Pra onde? Ah, aqui. Tô acertando flecha nele. Teleportou de novo?
É, ficou com medinho.
Cadê? Ai, não acerta aqui dentro. Bem feito.
Não, né?
Não, isso aqui
Não sei
protege.
que ele entra aqui.
É, acho que não. Ah, não acerta a magia dele. Bem feito.
É, agora ele nasce aqui dentro.
É, praticamente sim. Opa, agora acerta. Cara. Aqui, ó. A mulher queria de novo, né?
Tá aqui pra me melhorar meu. Ai, caí.
Ai, caramba. Levantou?
Levantei, fez tempo.
Não. Ah, acabou o flash, caramba. Velho. Ali lá em cima. Acabou minhas flechas, cara.
Correu já.
Cadê? Caramba.
Ficou a morte, ó. Ah, era?
matei. Compramos mais um pergaminho.
Pegou mais um?
Aham.
Olha o dragãozinho. Oi. Bastou matar o cara, agora não é um dragão.
É.
Mata ele, passarinho. Fica sangue dele. Vem descer. Olha o montinho aqui. Eu vou pegar umas flechinhas e já ajuda.
Aqui tem outra aqui, cara.
Finalmente, flecha.
O caminho deve ser pra lá. Pra cá não tem nada não, né? Você
Vai
jogou.
pra cá. Olha o passarinhão, né?
Well done, my friends. That one will spread his veil of lies no more. Yet I fear this was no chance meeting. If Wolfram was here, it could mean trouble for Radagast. You should press on and find him.
Ah, what is that foul creature? Ah, it stinks.
You can say, some beast from an older world, maybe, bred and twisted by the Dark Lord to serve his most trusted servants.
Escolhe.
Investigue. O que eles querem, Radascar?
The sorcerer said something about a wizard.
He can only have meant Radagast.
But why would Agadar send his minions after Radagast?
The brown wizard concerns himself little with the outside world. Yet he has worked against Sauron in the past. Perhaps Agendaur merely wishes to settle an old score, but it seems more likely he seeks to prevent Radagast from aiding his enemies. We should find him.
Que estamos enfrentando.
I've passed through Mirkwood once before on the old forest road. The memory is not a pleasant one. The wood feels even darker and more treacherous here. What awaits us beyond this clearing?
I cannot say for certain. Mirkwood is no place for my kind. We can soar over the great wood, but its secrets remain hidden beneath the trees. The forest has an evil reputation, however. Be on your guard as you search for Radagast.
The Wood Elves make their home in Mirkwood. Maybe they could lend us a hand.
It is true, King Thranduil's people dwell in the forest, but many dark miles lie between here and the Elven King's halls. One might wander for weeks in this part of Mirkwood without encountering an elf.
I encountered men when I passed on the road west. Are there none of these woodmen in this part of the forest?
You speak of the Bjornings. Yes, there are hearty men who dwell on the western edge of Mirkwood, but they are rarely found this far north, and they are wary of strangers, as any who dare to dwell in this wood should be.
We'll find them. What about you? Are you hurt?
The beast did its damage, but not enough to keep me from the air. I will be fully recovered soon enough.
We'll continue the search on foot. Should we look for you here once we've found him?
No, I must find my companions. They are probably worried about me. Together, we will keep watch from above. Radagast has many friends among the birds of Mirkwood. If you find him, he can send a message to us easily enough.
All right, but be careful. There may be more of these fell beasts around. I don't like the look of this Mirkwood.
Então vamos continuar o caminho. Tem nada desse dragãozão, né?
Why would Radagast choose to make his homes?
Foi melhor que mata ele.
They say that Mirkwood was not always like this. It was fair enough before the shadow of the Dark Lord fell over it.
That shadow lies here still. There are evil creatures in this wood. Be on your guard.
Então vamos, pequeno anão. Ah, os bichinhos. Feio, danadinho. Chama reforço.
Vai ser feio.
Vou até com arco e flecha, né?
Sumiu.
The war that one hears
Mas
is
eu
worse
vou
than the war that one fears.
True, but where the warg howls, there are
Ó, não tá indo muito rápido, né? Deixa eu jogar atrás aqui, ó. Aqui, ó, tem um cara. Não tem não.
Eu tô olhando pros lados.
Aí, velho.
O quê?
O bichinho passou correndo ainda na café. Aqui, ó, tem uma coisa aqui, ó.
Your brother Ranger has left us some supplies.
Tem um montinho, né?
Tem 2 montinhos aqui. Tem 3 montes aqui.
Vamos ver aqui. Pera aí, não sai correndo não. Vê o que tem de bom nesse item aqui. Ó, os lobinhos tá lá latindo, né?